My name is DeWitt, and I'm with my one of my best friends in the whole wide world,
Oh,
Roberson, next to me, and we are here as an extension of Thank God for the group chat. This is called Scenic, and we're gonna review some cool movies and stuff, man, and maybe even sometime review some bad movies just to switch it up because you don't want to hear us just praise stuff all the time. That's no fun. So
so
here we
true.
are. Here we are. So today I'm excited to start this off by reviewing one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so weird and I just love it. I don't know, like I like it's called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, y'all. And can we are we gonna be cussing on here? Are we gonna be cussing and keeping it clean? I don't really cuss, but on this one I was about to say it's my ex.
That a person that don't really cuss wouldn't make that statement. They wouldn't ask
I
that
know,
question.
I know, I know, I know. I do cuss. I be cussing. But thank God for the group chat. For some reason, I get like for some reason I be holding myself like better accountable, and
I
then
appreciate it. I
and
appreciate
then
it.
and then on this one, Key was like, "Oh, you hosting?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, bleep 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 bleep." But I'm a,
Mm.
but I'm gonna do good, y'all. I'm a keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG, y'all. But
Okay.
but yeah, so we gonna talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you're a Janae Aiko fan, you might have heard her reference both. You might have heard her reference this song in two songs. One song called Eternal Sunshine, one song called Spotless Mind.
Mm.
A lot of people didn't know. Like I was talking to one of my friends who's a movie fanatic, and she's a Janae Aiko fanatic, and didn't put that correlation together. And I was like, "You didn't?" It's like so Jay Electronica even has a mixtape named after this movie. So I don't know for whatever reason it's like big in the music culture. I'm big in music. Like
I could see it being one of those type of films
yeah, like
for
yeah.
for the creative, very
Mm-hmm.
creative film, very creative.
Yes. Yes. So I already know how I feel about it, but I want to get so this Keith, was this your first time seeing it over the weekend?
You ever watch a film? You ever watch a movie and realize that you've seen it already,
Yes.
but like you don't like, but as it unfolds, you're realizing like, oh, I've seen it, but I don't know how it ends. So it's kind of like I'm watching a new movie.
There's a lot of movies like that for me where
Yeah,
or I've seen it, but I didn't appreciate it at the time or the age I watched it, and then I'm watching it again while I'm older, and I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty good.
yeah,
There's a lot of movies like that for me, like
yeah,
Memento. Old when I was a kid, I thought it was boring. Older, I'm like, yo, this movie's fire. But
yeah. This was that for me. I
okay,
think when me and you first started kicking it, you told me to watch it,
I think I did.
and so I watched it, but it wasn't memorable to me. And it's ironic, right? It's kind of like it's ironic because it's sort of like what the movie is all about, right? So
Yeah.
as it was unfolding, I was like, oh, I remember this, I remember that, or whatever it was. I watched it. I actually watched it with someone,
hmm
um, and they helped me like put it together because I told them I was like, I'm preparing to talk about it. So what are your thoughts on it? And like like let me bounce my thoughts off of you. I enjoyed it. If I'm going to grade it,
hmm
I definitely give it a 4 for many. Are we doing this? Are we doing
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Am
We
I
get
break? Am I
yeah.
breaking
Go ahead,
down
break.
like why I
Yeah,
grade it
break it
what it
down.
is? Okay,
Yeah, that's why people want to listen. I assume they don't just want to be like, we like the movie next. Done.
right.
Yeah.
Um, I give it a 4. I would say a 4 because I don't think that the acting is all that great.
Okay.
Nothing to write home about. No one was terrible. I've seen Jim Carrey act better.
Act. Yeah, I've seen Jim Carrey just go off. Yeah,
Yeah, like
surprise
this.
people.
Right. I don't. But I'm also the guy that doesn't think that you need to act your behind off in every film. Sometimes this is an unpopular opinion, might be, or here's a new idea for you guys.
Mhm.
Um, you don't always. The movie isn't always about the acting. Sometimes it really is about the concept of the film and the concept and the plot really drive the film more than the acting per se. And I felt, and of course you got to act well to bring it to life, and of course that's going to show. But I think it was one of those movies. It was, you don't really mind acting so much, and you don't really think about it so much. Again, it's Kate Winslet, it's Kirsten Dunst, it's the Hulk. It's, you know what I mean?
So many people in that movie.
It was a lot of people in it, and the majority of them played superheroes or villains in Marvel and DC movies.
It's one of those movies where you watch it and you'll be like, oh wait, they was in this. That's one of those for me.
Yep. So I gave it a 4 just off of the strength of the concept, and just what they did creatively, visually. Man, did you make me feel like I was in a dream.
Yeah.
Like, man, those like weird transitions that don't make any sense in dreams. Man, those images, but you can't really make out the person's face, but you feel who they are. In your dream, it did that. Yeah. So I give it a 4 for all of the other aspects. You know what I mean? If I'm going 1 out of 5, you know what I mean, on a scale of 1 to 5, I give it a 4 for those reasons.
Got you. Now for me, I give it, I don't know if we're doing like a half system. I probably, even though it's one of my favorite movies of all time, I would probably have to say I give it like a 4.5. But just because it's kind of hard for me to give something a 5. It's just got to be like, whoa, God! Like,
well, real quick. Then, what's a 5 for you?
I might have to answer that on another podcast because I feel like I got to really think about it. Like, I have movies that are 5 for me. It's probably going to be a musical, just because I love music. But I get Into the Spider-Verse 5. Because I give at a 5.
Wait, are we talking about that today?
No.
We're
talking. Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta watch that again. But you give that a 5.
I give it a 5.
All right. We'll definitely run through that. That's for sure. I know that's on our list of movies to talk about.
Yeah. So we'll go back to 5. I give that a 5.
Okay.
But 4.5, like you said, visually, this was one of the movies where I always, like, you ever have like an idea, but you can't really like put it into words. And it was when I would describe a movie to people, I'll be like, it's something about the music that makes this movie for me. And people be like, but it's not a musical. And I'm just like, I don't know. But for me, this movie puts it like the music also makes the movie for me. As in like the scenes, like if you go back, and how they play like everybody gotta love sometime, like that song, like that dreary feeling of that song, it's like perfect for that scene of Jim Carrey just driving down the road with the snow. And it's like or like the scene where she's reciting the poem of Eternal Sunshine, like that music that's playing in the background. And so to me, that soundtrack, not just like music like actual songs, but like the composer who actually composed songs to match the scenes, that soundtrack is also what helps make that movie for me. Because there's times where like you said, the acting might not be 100% the best, but then the music's like carrying some of the weight. The scene of them like being like no faces or being drugged in the ground or something, you're just like, what am I watching? That takes some of the weight. It's like this movie has so it's kind of like listening to a greatly produced song, and then it's kind of like listening to Daft Punk. Like they might have a song that's greatly produced, and then they only have a hook on there, and then the rest of it's just the music. And it's like, we don't need the lyrics because everything else is doing the job for us. Like listen to that trumpet. So for me, and also somebody, I had one of my friends watch this over the weekend, and she was like, and she actually kind of got emotional because not to delve too deep into stuff, but like a lot of times I talk to people about mental health, and she was talking about how she didn't understand why she was a certain way when it came to relationships. And what she was describing, I jokingly said, I was like, "Oh, you sound like that chick from Eternal Sunshine." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, watch it." And she watched it, and I was joking, but she related to the character about how she was like a hopeless romantic, but then in a lot of ways kind of destructive. And one thing about the movie, I don't know if you ever watch it again, Keith. One thing to keep up with what time somebody to keep up with where we are in the movie, or where we are in time, since it's kind of told like out of order. Look at her hair. Somebody like I saw somebody post that online, and then I watched it again, and I realized like, oh, if you look at her hair, you know this is taking place more recent because of her hair is a certain color. You know this is taking place back then because like they like it was like just a little attentions to detail like that in that movie, which like, man, they, you know what I mean, like they pulled no punches. Or even the big reveal that the girl's memory was erased. Like, it's you ever watch something, and then they do like a cheap like pull up under your feet, like you guys didn't plan that whole time, you know what I mean? I watched this movie and they laid the breadcrumbs for like everything that they revealed or was going to try to show you from the beginning. And I think it's very well written. I think it's very well like it's that movie was made in 2004, and I feel like that movie to become 16 years old, it holds up to that for me.
Okay.
Well, like you know, you watch something and you be like, them graphics look old. This, I'm like, that holds up.
Well, yeah, it's one of those, dare I say, timeless films in many respects. Like where you don't necessarily look at it like that. You like where you're not looking. It's not super. It's not like a CGI type of thing. A lot of it is done like with camera tricks and
practical effects.
In set. Like you know that they filmed this on the set. You know, a lot of like, man, the scene that I absolutely love was when they were going from the office. When he went from the office to the house.
Oh, and then
he was right by the stairway.
The light, and then the lights cut off behind them.
Yeah, all of that. That's not technology as we, per se, as we would, as we would see it today. There's like no green screen or anything like that. You could tell that they had an office, and in the very next room, we're going to put you in this house. That's set stuff. Going back to Kate Winslet's character, if we can, the whole movie I was thinking, man, she's jacked up. It's her. Is what I'm thinking. I'm like, it's her. She's jacked up. And the thing that made me upset about it was when she said it. Like, you said it and you knew, like, so you know that you jacked up. I said she said I'm just a broken person. She said I'm just a broken person, and then she said something, and I forget whatever else she said, but it literally described what I was thinking about her, and I was like, oh, so it's not like, so number one, I'm right, and number two, you knew this, and that's, to me, that's like the worst type of person. It's like,
But the sad part is, don't you feel like we all know like a person kind of like that?
Or we are that person, but like we're definitely that we definitely, yeah. Some people, they don't realize it, right? My thing is like, I think you're worse than a person that doesn't know it because you're not willing to change it.
Bro, that's how I be feeling listening to like The Weeknd song. I just be like, bro, but you know you know you wrong. You just said it.
Yeah.
So, bro,
like I understand people like self-realization, that's important, but there's like another step that needs to take place. You know what I mean? Like, it's not enough to just know that you jacked up. Like, we're all jacked up, but for you to be like, yeah, I'm just a jacked up person and deal with it. Like, no, fam, if you love me, change. Get better at this.
I will say, and I think one reason why I probably give it a 4.5, can't give it a 5 all the way home, because it's not the acting, it's not anything. I might even say it might be the ending for me, because to me, they should be okay not together. Like
That's what I was saying. That's what I was telling my friend when I watched it. I said they don't need to be together. They don't need to be together.
They don't need each other at all. And so then it's like this movie's good, and then it's like for some people it's like, oh, that was a happy or bittersweet ending. I'm like, it's kind of tragic. It was a tragedy. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a tragedy, y'all.
Man, it's tragic because you guys should not be together. That's what we surmise from this film, is that you two absolutely do not need to be together.
But are we just going straight on into the next movie? Or are we gonna like have a
this would be like episode 1.
Got you. Okay.
Or 22 or whatever this is.
Because you said something about the practical effects. That's why I had you watch another movie. There's another movie I had you watch, and it was because of the practical effects. And so, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah. I will get into it though. But man, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I actually wrote a song about that from that movie, and yeah, I feel like if you're a creative, most of my creative friends, a lot of my friends who are like straightforward and I was going to say a joke, but it's a callback to the other podcast, y'all. I was going to say, yeah, I'm gonna say, a lot of my friends who choose Monica over Brandy, they they don't get it. But
Monica fans wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm cracking myself up. I'm sorry. But Brandy, elitist, we get it. Cause it's just like
he said Brandy elitist.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like,
so yeah,
Android users would not get this film.
People who make our text thread not work how we want them to.
Bro, I'm so upset at Devin.
Alana has liked this post. I'm like, I want to see it.
A whole extra text.
Don't tell me. Let me see it.
Let me see it.
But
once we get a budget, that's the first thing we get. We get everybody iPhones, so we don't single him out.
Mm-hmm.
we got everybody new phones. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm. It was like, thank God for the group chat, and then it was like, Devin.
Yeah.
But he the homie though. I haven't officially met him yet, but I already gonna be the homie.
I'm sure, bro. We gonna be dying nonstop. It's like adding Kevin Durant to the Warriors. That's what this is. That's literally what this is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But do your thing, man. Close us out.
Yeah, man. So again, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 4.5 for me, 4 from Keith. I really do recommend watching it. I recommend watching it with an open mind because it's not a straightforward movie. I feel like if you're going into it, trying to get from point A to B to C, then you've already lost the battle. But if you're going into it with an open mind and wanting an experience, then you'll have one. So Turn the Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Again, I'm T, my best friend Keith, and this is Seen It.
Peace. Right. So that was the end of that episode. This is a mark right here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep streaming though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we starting the next one.
Sure. On your account, man. It's all you, man.
All right. 3. 2.
Oh, I'll count it down. My bad.
Okay.
But I mean, like on your
You want to do Mad Max next?
No.
Okay. Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle. Yeah.
Go.
Jingle jangle. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right.
I don't know what happened with my
Mm.
What if my room was like a mess?
Oh yeah, that'd have been crazy.
I was
Like the thing cut off. Don't look at me.
Right. Hold on,
Have something like that'd be funny, bro. There's been sometimes my stuff will almost be a mess. I'd be like, let me angle this camera so it look clean in here. It's just me, y'all. Waiting for Keith to come back. Drinking my protein shake. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, cool. All right, bro. Whenever you ready. Oh, in 3, 2.
What up, everybody? This is DeWitt, aka the Witty One, with my best friend Keith, and we are Seen It, an extension of Thank God for the Group Chat. Here we're finna review Jingle Jangle. We're finna review Jingle Jangle.
Jingle jangle.
All right, so I don't know if
for one, if I could say something here.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the title.
I was just finna say that.
Because it's an all black cast.
Oh yeah. Jingle Jangle do sound kind of offensive now that you like. It
sounds like, you know what?
Apparently, I don't watch Riverdale, but apparently on Riverdale, Jingle Jangle is the name of a drug on the show. So when I text my little sister and told her you got to get on the Jingle Jangle, she didn't know what I was on. She was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm talking about the movie," and she was like, "Oh, you had me worried. That's a drug on a show." I was like, "Nah, man, what?" So it's a movie. It's a musical with all black people. It's not a drug.
Got it.
Drug free over here. There. But I personally now that you've like now that I've had like so many, like this isn't the first time I had somebody like that title though. Keith just now. Title aside though, what you thought of the movie, Keith?
I haven't liked a musical in so long. A lot of the songs though are very forgettable.
Mm.
Very forgettable. The song that the character Journey sang, I enjoyed it. I thought her song was great. I thought that they could have utilized Nika Noni Ross. What's her name? Nika Noni.
Don't give me
Nika Noni.
You know,
it might be name. Ross. Hold on. Oh, my phone. I'm using it.
I do feel like they could have utilized her more though, because she's an amazing singer.
This is her bag, right?
Yeah, she's an amazing singer. She had like one song. Kind of.
Well, I feel like her stuff is like Broadway. That's her thing. She's like Broadway and musicals. Like this is
and she wasn't utilized really at all.
Like she was in the
last scene?
Huh?
Wasn't she at the end?
Like maybe like the last 15 minutes of the film. I feel I definitely get this a 4. But and here's my thing. Here's what I was thinking on the last podcast, right?
Yeah.
Do we grade? Because this is a black film. Do we grade black films more harshly than we grade the majority white films?
So you want my opinion?
Yeah.
I think we should because it's a black film. I feel like you gotta like raise the bar. I get tired me being a film lover.
But do we within our own culture, do we have to raise the bar for ourselves? Like, cause in the outside world, yes, we know that we gotta be doubly great to get half of whatever the rest of society is getting, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever they're succeeding at. But even within our own silos as black people, do we have to be doubly great?
Personally, I do feel like we do because I feel like first of all, we can still say the N word, right?
This is your show, Tobias. So if you want to be
So
vulgar and
I'm not gonna be
perverse
vulgar.
on your show,
I feel like
it is what it
I'm.
is.
You had to put it like that. I feel like N words be hating. They be like, it ain't all that, and so I feel like sometimes you got to make stuff undeniable.
But that's what I'm
And
saying. But that raises the bar, right?
yeah,
That raises the bar, like to this space, like where we are hating and nothing is good, even though something
mm,
is good. So
yeah,
put,
I see what you're
you know what I
saying.
mean? So like, and so I'm trying to like not grade it on that thing. Like,
I,
well, we
I, ju-
supposed to be, everything that we do is supposed to be excellent. And it's like,
I just don't want it to be like it was good for a black movie or that was a good black movie. I want it to be a great movie that had all black cast. If that makes any sense.
all right, well, I think, well, that is like a part of my question and like within
Hmm.
my question, right?
Hmm.
So to me, it is a good film. It's not a
Hmm.
good film because it's black people, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It is a good film.
Hmm.
Um, I think I enjoyed Forrest Whitaker,
I didn't
although
know he could sing. Kind of. You
I
don't know better than
enjoyed
I do.
I enjoyed his character. I don't care if you're a kid actor. If you're a kid actor, you making money. I'm going to judge you as such.
You
But that's
better
how they
act.
do it on. Yeah, they not kids anyway. Could have did without the Edison kid.
The glasses kid,
Yeah,
yeah.
could have done
Edison, yeah.
without him.
He was like the yeah. He didn't
I don't.
even add or take away from the story really
Not in my opinion.
at
Not,
all.
and with a name like Edison, I feel like you could have tied that into something, especially if he's inventing things.
And then what also made me, because he doesn't sing in nothing. When I was watching the movie, um, this isn't a movie, and so this isn't part. We're not gonna watch this to review it, but there's something called John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch. It's also on Netflix. Watch that.
Mm,
But there's this little black kid on there named Alexander. I don't think his last name is Jackson, but they say his last name is Jackson as a joke to make it seem like Joe Jackson was his granddad. But I know his real first name is Alexander. When I heard the little girl on Jingle Jangles sing, I instantly thought of that black kid from the John Mulaney, Alexander, and I thought like, man, that kid should be on this too, singing like he could sing. And
mm,
it's like Edison didn't add or take away from the story, but then I was thinking there not to take away a job from that kid actor, but I was thinking like there's some other kid actors out here that could have played this role and could have probably add more to the film. And that's
yeah,
at least where my mind went when I thought
yeah.
about it.
Um, absolutely. Um, I really enjoyed the. I don't know what you call it. I don't. It was some form of stop. Of some form of I don't. It's not stop footage, and it's not claymation per se.
Oh, I heard
Stop motion. Stop
stop motion.
motion.
Yeah.
It had that in it, but I get it now. It's kind of like those Christmas movies from that we used to love that that have been coming out
Hey.
since the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like an homage to that, a little
Bumpy the
bit.
Snowman,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rudolph the Red Nose. Yeah.
Right. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's what comes to mind. Um, I did enjoy that part of it. I thought that he was gonna stay young the whole time, and I was like, I don't know this guy. I'm not familiar with this guy. I'm not
He could
sure.
sing though.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch him the whole movie. Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
just had it for that opener.
Yeah. Um, but overall, I enjoyed it, and so I'll let you talk about it while I figure out what's going on with my camera.
All right. So overall, I enjoyed it as well. I give it a 4, just like Keith does. Um, and I'm when I review movies, guys. When you come in here and listen to me review movies, I'm gonna be basing it off the fact of if it's a good movie. Like I was saying to Keith, not if it's a good black movie, because I want to recommend people like good content. And so then there's some movies that it's It's all black movies that I personally don't think is good movies, and I wouldn't recommend somebody to watch it just because it has black people in it. So, but I'm not gonna try to be extra harsh. I get what Keith is saying. I'm not gonna just be extra harsh on it because it's a black people. It have to be amazing because that's exhausting.
And that was less for you and more so for our listenership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is how we judging it, and maybe for me, even myself, I'm like, man, I think sometimes we gotta watch that. Like we judge ourselves more harshly than we would judge our other counterparts. You know what I mean? Our other racial counterparts, and sometimes we hold them not to a higher standard, but we hold them to a higher esteem.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, this is good already, and they're the pinnacle of what movies should be.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we do that in many spaces. We do that in how business should be conducted. Like, well, this is what business, like working in corporate, should look like. It's like, well, if I'm amongst my black counterparts, like, and of course, like, but they set that tone, you know what I mean? Because they are the majority. But it's like, it creates this whole ethnocentric type of thing of like, well, if they do it like that, then that's how we got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, they're not the standard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So maybe it was definitely for me. I'm like, I want to rid myself of that. Mm-hmm. You know, I digress.
But yeah, I agree with everything Keith just said. But also at the same time, I agree with everything Keith just said. And to add on, just go back to about the actual movie though. Yeah, I thought it was good. I give it a 4. I thought the musical numbers was really there were certain. I thought the choreography was really good. So then
yes.
And so then I was watching it like cause Keith, I told Keith, I was like, hey, we should review that Black Christmas movie coming. And then Keith actually texted to me the night it came out. I stayed up. It was Friday, so I didn't have to work the next day. I stayed up till I was at like 4 watching this movie. And it like I was like, kind of in and out of sleep. But then when they did that first dance number and the dude jumped over the table and like they did the thing over the on the ladder, I literally was like half asleep, with winding the TV, like, oh, let me see that again. And so I will say, there's a lot of Christmas movies that you watch that you think like, okay, this movie, because it's a Christmas movie, let's put a cheesy story together. And then because it's Christmas, it's going to sell itself. This movie, they put work into it because like Keith said, they got claymation, really good choreography. Not every song is memorable, but ones that are memorable are memorable. It's like for me, Ross's song, she killed that song.
I'm gonna look up her name because
I'm gonna be saying her name wrong, but I feel like she killed that song. I feel like the choreography in that was really good, and I feel like the little girl song, what's her name?
Anika Noni Rose.
We
were close. We were very close. I'm proud of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Rose. She killed that song. The little girls. It was it felt to me like I don't want to say a Disney song. I don't want to compare it to a Disney movie, but it felt like the moment. It felt like the moment when a princess has her signature song. Like Mulan's signature song, or like Ariel's. It reminded her song. That song. I was like, okay. And so like the songs that were memorable to me were memorable. I think. And I also like that the songs didn't sound like Christmas songs. Like they didn't sound.
What do you mean?
So like they sounded like just straight up musical songs to me, like, or like just like you watch it. If I didn't tell somebody this was if I played that song and was like, hey, this is from a musical, you might not deem that it was from a Christmas musical. It was like, no, like Jingle, you know what I mean? I didn't hear no jingle bells. I didn't hear no, nothing like that. They were just writing, like the writers were writing lyrics about believing and working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or it's my time, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like a movie that yes, the theme is a Christmas theme. Well, like this, I'll say this: the background of the whole film is Christmassy, right? Mm-hmm. But you can sort of watch this movie all year round without any problem. Yeah. It's not like a Christmas story. It's like, yo, fam, what are you doing watching this movie in the middle of June? Like
Yeah,
Jingle
that'd be
Jangle
weird.
is, yeah, you can. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I like that about the movie. Not to give it kudos because it would have black people in it, but I think that was pretty cool. I'm not even gonna lie, that's what drew me. So I'm glad that that's what drew me, but that's not enough to keep us sometimes.
Mm.
Cause and so that's what drew me. But then I got there and I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. I like musicals, and like he said, it it was fun, and I think that's what it's like what Keith said. It's like he said it's been a long time since he's seen a musical he actually liked, and I
Yeah.
think that's because so many movies these days are so serious. I haven't watched Les Mis, but that movie seems depressing, yo.
Mm.
Rent seems depressing, yo. Like, and it's like I haven't and wait, what you was gonna say, Keith?
I was gonna say something that was gonna get us canceled before we even started. Go
But
ahead.
those movies seem sad, yo. And and I haven't finished them. In chorus class, we used to sing the song from Rent all the time, and I'll be the first to admit I haven't finished that movie. I'm sorry, guys.
Mm.
But my chorus class is probably like chain. But it wasn't like fun to watch, man. It's like watching Batman versus Superman. It was kind of just like, dude, this is a superhero movie and it's so dreary. It's like
Yeah.
this movie, even though it had its sad moments, I had another friend. She watched Jingle Jangle, and she said she cried. But then at the same time, I was like, but it was a fun movie though. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. It was like the dancing, I don't know. So I feel like the message. I feel like it had a if it had a resounding. I feel like all Christmas movies are supposed to have like that resounding, powerful message. But for me, I feel like this one really kind of hit home with I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who, myself included at times, where there's things that happen to us that we're still steadily living through when there's people here
Mm.
today who want us to be here today, and we're stuck in the past for things that we can't change or things
Mm-hmm.
that we need to be healing from, and we'll
Yeah.
let that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us who I'm talking to Tobias, so I'm not somebody like, but there's times where I was like, man, I'm stuck in something that's sad that happened to me in 2014. And then I got Keith right here who loved me today, but I'm not here today, even though he's here. You know what I mean? So that message, man, and then I don't know. I feel like I didn't cry like my friend did, but that's powerful. And so I feel like it had a poignant message too. So fun, good message. Not all the songs were like showstoppers, but hey, the choreography, them dancers, hey, they earned that money that day, cause yeah. So I give it 4.
Um, for me, when it comes to like you were saying, like the meaning of it, Buddy 3000 spoke volumes to me. Buddy
You
3000
reminded
spoke.
me of E.T. E.T.
I still haven't seen that movie. I have no desire to see it. But
Oh,
also,
it's like
Buddy 3000 to me, I leaned over. I was watching it with my mother actually. I
did
told
she
her
like it?
she loved it.
Awesome.
And I told her, I said, Buddy 3000 is representative of his belief,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, what I mean,
Mm.
other people around him believed in him, right? And, the kids, they believed in him, right? So his belief came alive because they believed in him, right? So they was like, all
Yeah.
right. So the Buddy 3000 was hype. He walked in and it was like, pew. It kind of reminded me of, Jesus, and not to,
It's a Christmas.
not to be me, but to be me. And you're right. Yeah, it is a
I don't want
Christmas
you to
movie.
be anybody else but you, Keith.
Absolutely. So there we go. reminded me of Jesus in this respect. Jesus would go to different towns. He would go to different, like everyone knows, Jesus traveled, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would go to certain towns and he was not able to perform miracles because the people in the towns did not believe.
Woo! Bro, it's a good movie. Bro, I'm sorry. I think you just pointing that out actually just made it better for me. And I already thought it was a good movie, but I'm just like,
he's like, fam, I can't. They was like, yo, we believe. You know what I mean? And so like he had to he had to restructure and rebuild his, like, for that moment. Like, remember when they were coming out of that shooting out of the fan and all that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He believed in that moment too. He was like, y'all can make it.
Yeah.
Y'all can make it. Y'all can do. So Buddy was powered by his belief, but also Buddy represented his belief, because as soon as he was able to believe, he was able to fly. You know what I mean? And he was able to, you know what I mean? Everything started back up again. You know what I mean? It was powered by belief. All of that other stuff was cool. You know what I mean? But it was missing that ingredient, belief. And so that spoke volumes to me. It was like, yo, you got to believe in what you doing. You know what I mean? You got to believe in what you doing. Otherwise, you just grinding your gears and spinning your wheels. You got to believe. You know what I mean? So once he believed, that thing, he pressed that button, that thing turned on, and that was all she wrote after that. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Like,
flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It picked him up and had him flying. Like, everybody else was on the ground. But it was like, yo, this is amazing. But that was the thing. That was his buddy. His belief. Younger him was believing. Younger him had all of this going on. You know what I mean? Because he believed.
Mm-hmm.
And, but great movie. It also spoke to me as a father. You know what I mean? As someone who has a daughter and who is fighting for her and doing whatever he possibly can for her. It speaks volumes to the necessity of a father in his daughter's life. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they just think about the mom and the daughter, the relationship with the mom and the daughter. And if a dad has a relationship with his daughter, that's the icing on the cake. No. It's necessary. It's necessity. You know what I mean?
It is. She was broken without her father. And you know what's crazy? Never mind. I'm not trying to get too deep.
No. I spoke too much, so do it. It's deep. It's a deep film. This is what we do this for.
And so it's like, it's so many people who have people make jokes about it. Like, people like about women who have broken relationships with their fathers and stuff like that. But that joke's really sad. And like, I've had friends, and not that, like, I have a friend who literally was always so angry. And there was a point in time where when her father was trying to, like, mend that relationship, that anger had festered. But then when she allowed him in, and it was crazy, because it's one of those things where you say, like, oh, that happened years ago, let it go, whatever. But these are things that sometimes aren't easily, like, because you feel like, the love of a father, you feel like unloved, and that holds weight and molds who you are. And then they always, like, the stereotype that a woman always looks for her father in whoever she's trying to be a partner with. And so and so then, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't cry, and I promise you guys, if I do cry during the movie, I will tell you. I have waterworks, but I didn't cry. But I will say, when he opened up that thing and all them letters fell out, I was like, man,
yep,
that
made me mad though.
The letters? Oh, yeah. Right, did he mail them?
Yeah,
he should have.
You should have mailed them.
He should have mailed them.
Like, you should have mailed them.
Yeah.
After all that time, like, you should have mailed them. It's a nice reveal. It's a nice reveal for the movie and all of that. But, like, fam, after all of that time, you could have mailed one of them. Like, just mail them one at a time. These what I've been writing you all this time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
I feel
Don't
like
show me a closet full of unmailed letters to me.
I feel
I
like
wrote
I
you
feel like
every day. I
I
don't
feel
want to
like
hear
if I
that.
watch that movie again, I feel like I'm gonna see something else deeper because now I'm trying to make the correlation because the granddaughter, her daughter, the one who kind of in a way orchestrated all of that because she kind of made the fake letters from him and made the fake letter from her. And I feel like there's something deeper I'm missing there, but it was the little girl who brought his belief back and all of that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Good
So
movie.
uh I say watch it. And then the fact that you said you watched it with your mom, my friend Adrian, our friend Adrian, his mom hit me up when I posted about it. She was like, that was a great movie. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that she just like hit me up to say that, I was just like, yeah, it is. And it makes me kind of be like, well, dang, during this Thanksgiving holiday, I might see my pops don't want to watch it. Because it's really like a good like
It's a
family
family
movie.
film. It's a family film. Yeah, you're not
Mm-hmm.
too old for it because you got people in the movie that you want to see.
Yeah,
Keegan Michael Key is in
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
didn't expect anything less from what he did other than a pure stellar performance. He's one of those
Uh,
guys that is like, here's a standard for you, and he meets it.
he does. He's great.
Yeah.
But what's the pop singer who did the Spanish pop singer who did the voice of the doll?
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him until the end of the movie.
Yeah,
They did
no, I don't think anyone did.
that
Shout
was
out to
kind of
him. We
cool.
haven't heard him in forever.
That was kind of a cool reveal because they did. I don't think they like openly advertised that. So yeah, man, it's cool. I give it a 4. Um I will say I'm like that. I'm cliche. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. So to have a good Christmas, I love musicals. I love black people. This is a win for me.
Yeah,
If they flubbed this up, then I would have been really sad. And y'all would have heard about
right.
it. This would have
Absolutely.
been the cussing podcast.
Because
But
there are going to be some black films that I just tear to shreds, and
yeah,
and white films, but like
yeah,
I don't think our audience is mainly black. I believe, and so you know, so get
yeah.
ready. Y'all gonna be mad when we talk about soul food and all that.
Yeah, me and Keith don't like that movie.
Yeah.
We don't like that movie, man. Sugar was the
Yeah.
villain. All right,
Absolutely.
so 4 from me, 4 from the homie Keith. Anything else you want to say, Keith, about this one?
Nope.
All right, cool. Well, my name again is T. This is the homie Keith. We out. This is Seen It.
Peace.
Peace.
I'm glad we didn't. Are we doing spoilers?
Are we doing spoilers? I feel like we have kind of given spoilers. Not major spoilers, but we have given spoilers.
Like, are we like telling the end of the film, like, or anything like that?
No, like we told about the cards,
No,
and
but
that
I'm
was like a
saying, like,
review.
are we like, like major information? We not doing that, right? I'm just
Mm-mm,
asking. You don't think
mm-mm.
we should?
I mean, I don't. So a lot of times when I watch reviews, personally, I usually there's like usually 2 of them. One, sometimes I'm like, well, let me watch this to see if I should watch it. But then also, I watch the ones that are spoilers because I want to see like, man, what's your thoughts on this one part that I didn't like or this part that I did
But that's
like?
what I'm saying. So I'm
So
like, that's for you to
I'm okay with giving spoilers,
that's
but
for you to decide.
I'm
Yeah,
okay with giving spoilers, but I do want people to watch it too. So
right.
yeah. All right, so you ready to get into the last one, bro?
I'm ready, man.
All right,
Ready?
cool.
I'll count
I'm
you
ready.
down. In 3, 2.
What's up, everybody? Again, my name is DeWitt, and this is my homie Keith Roberson, one of my best friends, and
Yes,
we
sir.
are here to we're here for Seen It, an extension of Thank God for the group chat, and we're gonna talk about Mad Max today, Mad Max Fury Road. All right, so I don't think you finished this one. Did you finish this one, Keith?
I ain't finished it. I'm gonna finish it once we done doing this.
Got you.
But yeah.
what are you thinking about it so far? So now, so this is like, we're only 3 episodes in, but this is still, so we're gonna have a lot of first these few episodes. But now it's like
Absolutely.
you guys get to hear what Keith thinks about it, like while he's in the midst of watching it, and then next
Okay.
time we get to hear what he thought about after he finished it. So
Okay.
so so
I'm never gonna make that face again. That was a terrible face. I'm never gonna make that face again. One of the downsides of seeing your face while you recording. But also, man, I don't like films that just thrust you into stuff and don't tell you why stuff is happening, and then just want you to feel like, yo, this is what's happening, and we're not going to tell you why this person is a blood bag. We're not going to tell you why these people look like this. We're not going to tell you why they covet water so much. We're not going to tell you any of these things. We're just going to just throw you into this world and have you not even really figure it out.
Not at all.
Just let it be what it is, and it's like, no.
That's what Mad Max does. It's like,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say they just start with their foot on the gas, and you're just like, okay, and they just But go ahead.
And that's how the movie is. It literally is like your foot is on the gas the whole movie. I'm at the point where like where they're trying to get the whatever they're pulling out of the mud, and they're using the tree to do so. That's the part that I'm at. Who's the main character?
So that's a debate because technically, it feels like the girl's the main character. What's her name?
Charlize Theron.
It's okay. So like, in a lot of ways, for like it's Mad Max, but he's kind of like it's kind of like he's a background player.
Not to me.
Not to you. Okay.
Not to me, because he's the narrator.
Yeah.
He started off the movie.
Yeah, he does.
He started off the movie, and and he's in it the whole time. You know what I mean? From where? So to me, he feels like the main character. He's the only one I care about. I don't care about these wives. I don't care about the pregnant woman. I don't care about Charlize's character. I don't care about the whatever the guy who played Beast in in the X-Men films. Mm-hmm. I don't care about them.
They made him ugly in this movie.
Oh, he's cute in other movies?
I don't know. That's not how I was saying it. Yeah. I didn't realize that was him. Like I didn't realize that was him. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm good with faces.
Like I didn't like. Okay, so the reason I said it because I've like to recap and to refresh myself upon the movie. I've like read up on some stuff, and then they like you see the descriptions. You're like Tom Hardy's Matt such and such as this, and then they're like, and then they're like such and such. He's a model, right? And so then I was sitting there trying to like be like, because I'm reading it and I'm like, who in this movie is a model? and then I look him up and I'm like I look up the character and I'm like, that's a model. And then now that you just said that's like Beast, I was like, oh yeah. And that's why I'm just like, they made him ugly.
He's in a lot of other things. I could see him being a model. He's tall, he's lanky. You know what I mean? He's got like a little.
He doesn't look like.
He got like a plain face. He's a plain face dude. But I can see him being a model. I don't care about any of them. I only care about Tom Hardy's character because I started off with him. I want to end with him. He said, he was saying, he was like, "Yo, I'm left with one human instinct: survive." And I'm like, all right, cool. But let's see you survive throughout this whole film. That's all I care about. And I'm at a point, I'm like, oh, y'all not about to explain stuff? Fine. You know what I mean? It made me, that's one of the reasons why I'm not invested. That's one of the reasons why I'm not invested in the film, because you've given me close to no backstory. And so now I don't care about the midwife. I don't care why y'all want to go back to this, man. It kind of reminded me of Egypt. Apparently like some stuff is getting jacked up, you know what I mean? And y'all want to go back, and they was like, we not going back to him. I was like, oh, okay. I could do my little Christian thing and pontificate, but I'm not going to do that because y'all disrespected me in the beginning of this film. You disrespected me throughout this film by not telling me what in the world is going on.
And then they also I really feel like they put Keith in the car, and then they just like, all right, take this brick and just drop it on this thing. He's like, and then I also keep, you're watching it on Hulu where there's the commercial breaks. So it's like commercial.
And I'm sure that and I'm sure that is heavily redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I saw Mad Max when it was in theaters. The first time I saw Mad Max Fury Road, it was in theaters, and I saw it in IMAX. And I know I hear Christopher Nolan preach it all the time. Some movies are made for IMAX, and that's how he talks. But I see like when I read reviews for stuff that he's always preaching that's why he pushed Tenet to go into the he's a big person on, this is a summer movie and it's made for IMAX. That's how he is. And Mad Max was a summer movie and it was made for IMAX because I literally, like Keith said, I sat in a chair, like it wasn't a lot of people in the theater, and started this movie, and I felt like I would just throw it felt like I was on this roller coaster that just shot out, like this roller coaster at Cedar Point that shoots out and then you go up. That's how I felt. I was like, whoa. And then but one thing I was noticing when I was watching it, well, one of the reasons I even wanted to see this movie was to in a previous episode, our first episode actually, Keith spoke on how practical effects and how Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was made with practical effects. This movie, in the height of like Marvel movies, and I'm not gonna crap on Marvel movies. I actually like them. I know a lot of filmmakers don't. I like Marvel movies, but but Iron Man. But I'm gonna take a leap and say we like Marvel movies. We love them, and but they are heavily CGI. I've seen when you see how some of these Marvel movies are made, it takes away a lot of the magic. Like almost everything in Endpoint is in front of a green screen, and it just kind of makes it a little sad. But not Mad Max. So when you see some of the stuff in Mad Max, the stunts are real. They really built the little big old speaker with the flames. People was really doing all the jumps off the stuff. And so when I was watching it in IMAX, it was like, this is like blah 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 blah. This is backstory. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Hey, let's go. And I was just like, whoa. and then y'all gonna hear me preach this soundtrack, people. Soundtrack. So in IMAX, that music that was like blaring while all of that stuff was going on, the only way I could really describe it, especially like the bigger scenes I felt like, whoa. And it felt like beautiful chaos. I was just like stuff was exploding, stuff was going off. And I was enthralled in that moment. And of course, I've heard a lot of people say like this is one of their favorite movies. And I actually put it up there, but I put it up there for, this is one of those things where I think it was our first episode where Keith was talking about acting. And for me, a big part of movies is the story, but it's also not the only part, but it's a big part of the story. But Keith, in that first episode, Keith was saying how the acting isn't the strongest, but the other stuff does the rest of the work. I feel like this is one of those movies where I'll preach story from all day. That I'll be like, if somebody be like, Tobias, why is this movie crap? Why don't you like this movie? I usually start with script. I usually be like, the script. Mad Max, it might be one of the rare times where I'm just like, the script isn't much, and then everything else just does all this stuff, and I was like, whoa. Like, matter of fact, my heart feel like it's racing just thinking about like how I felt in that theater chair, just thrown into it. And so I'll be honest, maybe because of how big it was, I actually did care about like I could see what Keith was saying, how Max is the main character, but I also feel like old lady is the main character. But also thinking about Mad Max, I can't imagine watching it with commercials. And I'm sorry, I didn't know it was gonna have the commercials when
Oh,
sent you the
that's
link.
Hulu. That's Hulu. No worries.
Yeah. So I didn't know it
I'll
was gonna have,
trudge through it. I'll get through it. Don't worry
but
about it.
but but yeah, I didn't know it was gonna have the commercials. But thinking about it, because it's kind of like, to me, like it's like seeing a Broadway play. Yeah, it's cool to watch it on TV. That's cool, but to be there is a totally different beast, and that's what I feel about Mad Max. I feel like
So what you
I
saying is, no, if you're not gonna watch this with surround sound and a big screen TV, don't even worry about it.
that's almost exactly what I'm saying. I watched it.
Uh,
I and I didn't think about it when I recommended it, but now that I'm talking about it out loud, I'm like, I've watched it again and I love it. So after that's that first experience that set the standard for me. And there's always going to be those things that we're coming at these movies from a critical standpoint,
yes,
me and Keith. But there's always
yes.
going to be those times where you'll be there's it, like, because me and Keith are still human. There's always going to be those times where they're going to be like Grease is a good movie, but if you ask Tobias why does he like Grease, I wouldn't just say it's because it's a good movie. I'll be like, I remember sitting on the floor of my sister's room and just watching it with my sister, and
But
so
I don't know about you, but I am able to.
distinguish.
Yes, and
I
I am
am, I
very
am,
able to compartmentalize and say, although this is very nostalgic for me, this is not a good film.
I am
You know,
able to do that.
I
Yeah,
was I
I
was
can do that.
talking to my cousin today,
Mm-hmm.
because he's got me on the Cobra Kai series, right?
Oh, I
Um,
love that show. What you think?
my goodness, we have to break it down soon.
Okay.
We have to talk about it soon. But he was like, yeah, but I also think I also went back and watched Three Ninjas, and that movie's good. I said, Glenn, the Three Ninjas is not a good series at all. And he was like,
No.
no, he was like, we grew up on it. I'm like, we grew up on it, and Glenn, I love it for what it means to us as kids. It's not a good series. It's not good.
I
It
haven't
don't.
revisited it as an adult, but I don't imagine it holds up well.
Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna ever come from that. Like, yo, I love this film, so this
Yeah,
film is the bee's knees. No, I'm gonna be very objective.
yeah. I feel you. Me too. So me too. But so like I said, I watched Mad Max without the surround sound. But yeah, I think I, I just describe it as beautiful chaos. It doesn't. It gives you the bare minimum from, and then from there it's just go. And for me, for whatever reason, I'm a script person. I'm a plot person. I think there could be times where you have a script where it's convoluted and they think they overrode it. I'm like, okay, you tried to
Mm.
make this too deep. I think there could be times where I'll be watching a Transformers movie and I'll be like, bro, there's no plot here at all. But then for some reason, Mad Max, I feel like it's just straight to the point and then go. And yeah, it's I feel like it's like one of those eye candy movies to me. And again, the fact that it has those practical effects, practical effects are cool, man. Practical effects. I like them. So
Yeah,
I give it Keith hasn't finished it yet, but I
yeah.
see
So I'm
where
not going. It
so
might
I
change my
I
whole
see
theory.
I see where it's going. I wish part of me wish I had a digital version so you could watch it without no commercials. For me, I give Mad Max, I give it a 4. I feel like I gave the last movie a 4 too, but I give this one a 4. And I feel like if you like Okay, this is for my action movie lovers who love high octane action movies, and I feel like this is for you. So, but it's not like if you like your Die Hard, I'm pretty sure those. I feel like if you was like, hey Tobias, let's watch an action movie, I would put this on before I put Fast and the Furious on. And again, it's those practical effects. It's like, and then I also feel like Keith said, survive. I feel like if something happens in this movie, this dude gonna die. In Fast and the Furious, they literally be backflipping off of helicopters into like a cartwheel into like the Batmobile, and you're like, this isn't even the right franchise. They do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
This one, it's like, yo, man, I could die, and it's just like intense. And also, I was reading somewhere that how like in the movie, they everybody seemed like they don't like each other. They didn't in real life. The Tom Hardy, whatever her name is,
Charlene Theron.
yeah, Charlene Theron. After they finished the movie,
Charlize
Charlize.
Theron.
After the movie, he emailed her and was like, I think it was like her birthday, and was like, he's like to one of my people who during filming was one of my least favorite because they was always in close facilities of each other. He's like, for some odd reason, I miss you and I hope you have a good birthday. He's like, or something like that, because they was always like, so what we're experiencing in this movie is like, dang, this is claustrophobic, just moving fast. They're just doing all this stuff. That's what the actors experienced. Those stuff, and so it was very straight to the point, and I yeah, I put it I went at the end of I don't compare my list to other people's list, but when it was like when I think it was 2015, and I saw at the end of like some of my favorite critics list that this movie was on there, I wasn't surprised because I was like, yeah. But also at the same time, when I recommended this to Keith, I was like, man, I was nervous about this one because I was like, this is one
Well,
that
I'm
can.
not surprised. I'm not surprised that you chose this film because I know that it won a gang of Oscars.
You did.
Like, they were giving this everything.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
like it, but
so.
I liked it before it was winning all that stuff. It just,
But
I
I
did
mean, I
experience
knew
it.
that you weren't alone in your acclaim for this film.
Yeah. But okay, so like, yeah. So if again, approach it with an open mind. If you're watching on a small screen, find a way to watch without commercials. Hopefully, cause I feel like that's kind of like, yeah. I feel like those pit stops. That's a good one. Pit stops. Those pit stops kind of might take away from the ride a little bit.
They not
But
pit stops, they commercials.
I know, but I'm using a
And
metaphor
they a
because,
gang of commercials too. Like it's like
bruh,
5 minutes worth of commercials on
bruh,
Hulu.
they probably all about Pizza Hut or some or Papa John's or Domino's. I know what you're talking about, bro. I'm like, bro, I get it. They be trying to make you fat over here, bro. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
But good movie. I know these last 3 reviews that we did, I like them. I'm gonna start picking movies before. I'm gonna be like, we're gonna review some old ones because there's some classics out there that I feel like people haven't seen.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna also start picking some and being like, I'm gonna review it before, like tell you guys that I'm gonna review it, or me and Keith are gonna review it. So that way I can't always be like, I love this movie, because I wanna actually bring some that, bring, experience it and go from there with you guys. And also I want us to like, I want people who are listening to this, if you guys can reach out to me, Keith. My Instagram is TEEDEWITT, and then we got a Fresh Air, FS, well, Fresh Air, but not like air, but HEIR. So hit us up on there. Let us know what movies you want us to recommend. If you hate some of the movies that we think are dope, tell us why. If there's a movie that you think sucks and you're just like, yo, this movie's awful, what do you guys think about it? Send it to us this way. I might love it. We might hate it too. We'll tell you why we hate it. I think this is going to be fun, man. We love movies, bro. So this is episode 3, but I feel like we got a lot to go from here. So Let's have some fun
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
absolutely. I'm already having fun. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you are watching it, shout out to I know someone's watching right now, so shout out to you. I see you. You've been up there for a minute. Appreciate you. So everyone that will, so to you and to everyone who else will be listening to or watching this, listening and watching this later, don't forget to like it. Hey Gina, it's Gina.
What up,
Of
G?
course. Why wouldn't it
All right.
be Gina? Why wouldn't it be Gina? Shout out to Gina. Everyone else,
Friend of the podcast.
friend of the show for
Friend of the
sure.
show.
That
Yeah.
is like, what do you like? I plan on doing something for everyone, right? For all of our like avid listeners. Oh man, I don't know. We might need to throw a party for Gina, man. I don't even know.
Hey, for real.
But anyway,
But who's gonna do the food? It can't be her, because we can't have her bringing
that's
food
funny.
because that's
That's
her.
funny. Nice plug. While I'm trying to plug our podcast, nice plug. Gina, real quick. Gina owns a catering company, and it's more than that at this point. But she owns a company called Fat Sisters. So look up Fat Sisters, and I'm sure you'll find her. It's like a silhouette of a lady with a red hat. Oh yeah, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast or this broadcast. So if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to us on our podcast, whether it's our Seen It platform or the Thank God for the Group Chat platform, don't forget to subscribe. That's it. That's all I got.
Awesome. All right. Well, I am DeWitt. This is my best friend Keith, and this is Seen It. Peace.
Peace.